Lust is a trap. How the devil destroys souls. What if the greatest threat to your soul isn't something you fear, but something you secretly enjoy? Picture this. It's late at night, you're alone, scrolling on your phone. One click turns into another. You tell yourself it's harmless, just a way to relax, to escape stress, to feel something. After all, everyone does it, right? It's normal, it's private. No one gets hurt. But the next morning, something feels off. There's a quiet heaviness you can't explain. You feel drained, maybe even ashamed. But you push it aside. Life goes on. Until the cycle repeats. This is where many people live without even realizing it, caught in a loop that feels ordinary but slowly erodes something deeper within. According to Catholic teaching, lust is not just a bad habit or a personal weakness, it's a spiritual trap. And like any effective trap, it doesn't look dangerous at first. In fact, it often appears attractive, exciting, even comforting. That's precisely how it works. Lust distorts something that is originally good. Human desire, love, attraction, these are not evil. They were created with purpose and dignity. But lust twists them into something self-centered, something that reduces people to objects and turns love into consumption. And here's the deeper truth. Lust doesn't satisfy. It promises fulfillment, but it delivers emptiness. The more you indulge it, the more it demands. What once felt exciting begins to feel necessary. What once felt optional begins to feel controlling. This is where the danger intensifies. Catholic teaching warns that sin, especially habitual sin, darkens the intellect and weakens the will. In simple terms, the more you give in, the harder it becomes to see clearly and to choose freely. You don't just do the sin. Over time, the sin begins to shape you. And this is exactly how the devil operates, not usually through dramatic, obvious evil, but through slow, subtle deception. He doesn't start by convincing you to destroy your life. He starts by convincing you that this isn't a big deal, that you deserve this, that you can stop anytime. But can you? The trap of lust is particularly dangerous because it attacks something deeply human, our desire for connection, intimacy, and love. It offers a counterfeit version of these desires, one that feels real in the moment, but ultimately isolates and weakens the soul. Instead of learning how to love others as persons with dignity, patience, and sacrifice, lust trains the heart to seek pleasure without responsibility. It becomes less about giving and more about taking, and this has consequences far beyond private moments. It affects relationships. It shapes expectations. It can make real love feel less exciting, less satisfying, even burdensome. It can create a constant restlessness, a sense that something is missing even when life seems fine on the surface. So, what's the way out? Catholic teaching doesn't just diagnose the problem, it offers a path to freedom. First, there must be honesty. You have to recognize the trap for what it is. Not just a habit, not just how things are, but something that has the power to harm your soul. This isn't about guilt, it's about clarity. Second, there must be discipline. Freedom isn't the ability to do whatever you want, it's the ability to choose what is good, even when it's difficult. This means setting boundaries, avoiding triggers, and training your mind and body to say no. And yes, it's hard, that's part of the battle. Third, and most importantly, there must be grace. In Catholic teaching, no one overcomes sin purely by willpower. Transformation happens through God's grace, especially through prayer and the sacraments. Confession is not just about forgiveness, it's about healing. It breaks the cycle of secrecy and brings light into places where darkness has taken hold. The Eucharist strengthens the soul. Prayer reorients the heart. Over time, what once felt impossible becomes possible, not instantly, but gradually. And here's something crucial. The goal is not just to stop lust. The goal is to learn how to love. Real love is patient. It sees the other person as a gift, not an object. It seeks what is good for them, not just what feels good for you. It requires sacrifice, but it also brings a deeper, more lasting joy. Lust says take, love says give. Lust isolates, love connects. Lust consumes, love creates. When you begin to understand this difference, everything changes. But here's the twist most people don't expect. The battle against lust isn't just about avoiding something bad, it's about becoming someone new. Because every choice you make is shaping your soul. Every time you resist temptation, you grow stronger. Every time you fall and get back up, you become more aware of your need for grace. The trap only works if you don't see it. Once you do, you're no longer just reacting, you're fighting. And that changes everything. So the next time you find yourself in that familiar moment, late at night, alone, tempted to fall back into the same pattern, pause for just a second. Ask yourself, where is this leading me? Not just tonight, not just tomorrow, but in the long run. Because your soul is not disposable, your desires are not meaningless, and your life is not meant to be controlled by something that ultimately leaves you empty. You were made for more. If this opened your eyes even a little bit, don't stop here. Subscribe for more content that dives deep into truth, faith, and the hidden battles that shape our souls.